Hey everybody! So a new update came out for Deep Rock Galactic, and I don't know if you guys knew this, but I was actually a tiny little bit excited for this update, just a little bit. So as you can imagine, I want to talk about this update, and you might actually be wondering why I didn't make a video sooner, because the update has been out for a couple days now at this point. And the reason I haven't talked about it is because I wanted to sort of get my thoughts together a little bit, and actually play the update and soak it in, and process everything, just so I could have a better idea of what I wanted to tell you guys. So we're going to get into it and talk about this update, but first I wanted to remind everybody that if you subscribe, you will be invited to my birthday, so go ahead, press that subscribe button and get the invite, and come on down and have a great old time when it happens. Alright, so let's start off with what most people are talking about, which is the 4 new weapons that have been added to the game. You might expect me to have a lot to say about these weapons because I made 4 videos about them, but I actually don't really have that much to say at the moment. I have a lot of experience with this game, but even still, I don't feel like I have enough experience with these weapons to actually comment very insightfully on them as a whole. It takes a long time, in my opinion, to really understand how a weapon works. You need to try out the different builds, try out different overclocks, experiment, see which playstyles work best with it. And that's something that I personally don't believe can be done in just a week, even if you're playing the game like 24/7. It takes a level of experimentation and practice that doesn't come overnight. All that being said, I can give you my first impression of the weapons. I'm not really going to go into detail, I'm just going to give you a brief overview of my thoughts. Let's start off with the Scout's Plasma Carbine. Overall, this weapon was about what I was expecting. I haven't used it very much, so take what I say with a grain of salt, but it's a fairly straightforward weapon. You're not really going to be surprised by too much with what this weapon has to offer. It's just a plasma rifle, and it's pretty cool. It does have some really interesting builds, and it brings a lot of variety to Scout's playstyle, which is something that's really appreciated. My biggest fear for this weapon was that it was going to be too similar to the Scout's assault rifle, but it's not. It's got a lot going for it to help it stand out, and that makes it really impactful on the Scout playstyle. Then there's the Hurricane Guided Rocket System. This was the weapon I was the most eager to try out, as my fellow gunner mains can probably understand. And I've really enjoyed every moment so far. The mechanic with controlling the rockets is really rewarding, and it's a lot of fun to experiment with them and try to hit bugs in their weak points, and to try and prepare a barrage of rockets in midair and then slam it down on a big swarm. My only complaint so far is that this gun seems kind of low on the ammo side of things. It's kind of understandable because you can control your shots, and so it's way easier to hit things, but I found myself running out really quickly. Maybe that's because I didn't build it right, but it was still a concern that I ran into pretty frequently. Then we've got the Smart Rifle. This weapon is weird in the best way possible. I still don't fully get it myself, but I really love using it. Just locking onto a swarm of bugs and mowing right through them just feels fantastic. It's also kind of low on ammo, similar to the Hurricane, which is kind of disappointing for this one especially, since you want to be using it all the time because it's just so fun. But I think that the gameplay of this weapon and the power that it has more than makes up for that. The Corrosive Sludge Pump is the one I've used the least, and that's really unfortunate because it's a lot of fun. Shooting big globs of goop that melt through bugs with this horrifying animation is so much fun, and it really offers a brand new playstyle that Driller hasn't really had before. It's so cool to get something completely new for Driller. Next, I wanted to talk about the whole Season Pass thing. Some people had a few concerns, but after seeing the trailer, they really implemented it the best way I think it's possible to implement a Season's Pass. It's completely free, and you don't have to worry about missing out on these items because you can still unlock them after the season is over. Honestly, I'm really excited to see where they go with this. I mean, I know we just got a new update, and I don't want to be too greedy and keep asking for more, but I just want to know what kind of direction they're going to take this in. Unlocking things with the new script and the cosmetic tree and all of that is a lot of fun, and it's honestly really helped with my burnout, because I'll be honest, I was a little burnt out on this game before, but now I've got this incentive to keep playing every day, and it's done wonders. It's a lot of fun to constantly be getting a stream of new things. Speaking of which, the new cosmetics are great, as per usual. There's a lot to unlock, and I'm super excited to be building new outfits for all my dwarves. That's not where the new stuff ends though, because there's also seasonal events. These are kind of like machine events, except they're themed around the new season. Basically, you have a chance to encounter the new rival tech robots. You'll have to fight back against them to make sure they don't take Hoxies for themselves, and you'll get a nice reward in exchange. These events are plenty of fun, and they also give you a little bit of foreshadowing of the new mission type. Speaking of which, let's talk about that. This new mission is called Industrial Sabotage, and in it you are fighting against an army of robots and trying to take down the Caretaker. Honestly, this mission is just crazy. You've got hacking, you've got fighting off the robots, and you've also got this really big boss battle at the end that's just really awesome. I really love this new mission type, and I hope it sticks around. Apparently it's going to become less common as the season ends, but I really hope they don't get rid of it outright because it's just so much fun. And if you haven't played it yet, somehow, go do that right now. I don't want to say too much else about it because just going in and experiencing it blind for the first time is an experience that is just so incredible, and I really recommend you go in completely blind and just witness how great this mission is. And that's all I really have to say about this new update. I know this video is kinda short, but I wanted to make something really quick to just let you guys know that I'm still here, still kicking, let you know what I think of the new update, and also inform you I am still working on a much larger project. I have been learning tons of new things, and it's been really fun to work on. Hopefully it'll be out sooner rather than later, but I can't really say. I've had some minor complications because, as you can imagine, I'm learning tons of different things. I don't know what I'm doing quite yet, and I really want to make sure it's high quality, so just give it some time. I'm going to be making some shorter, simpler content in the meantime, and hopefully you still enjoy it, and hopefully my work pays off. So until that day, see ya!